I grew up close to the church, so I started as I received First Communion in 1927, so I became an altar boy, and I served, so right after I made my First Communion, I served Masses, and being close to church, I was called quite often to weddings, funerals, and so on. I was attracted to religious life. I was not sure whether priesthood or being a brother. I wasn't ready for that yet, but I knew about in the 6th grade that I was more attracted to the brotherhood than to the priesthood, even though I admired the priest and held sacred the Mass also. But I thought I would do better as a brother, and I looked up the encyclopedia in our schoolroom. I heard the word monk, and didn't know exactly what that meant, so I found it in the Catholic Encyclopedia. And so I had a pretty good idea that that's where God is calling me. And so I finished grade school in 1933, and I took all the high school courses here at the Abbey. I took 4 years of Latin. In 1938, I was invested in October of 1938 as a brother in the community. Then I made my simple vows in 1939, and 3 years later, 1943, I made perpetual vows. After my investiture as a novice, the abbot appointed me to the print shop and bookbinding. He said the two things go together very well, which at that time they did. Many print shops had a bindery also, so it was here, but it was hand binding, and we also set type by hand. Everything was set by hand. So the first, I was just shown the basics, and printing. Father Amanda Studer initiated me to hand-setting type and printing at the printing presses. And Father Eugene Uhas showed me bookbinding. And after he had shown me 2 books, he left the order, and he threw the keys down. He said, "You take over from here on." One day, the prior came to the print shop. He said, "Drop everything. We need a sacristan." And so I served both the print shop bindery and was sacristan, which was quite a chore in those days. You not only laid out vestments for 25 priests, but you were on call almost all the time for some ceremony, something that you had to be around. Abbot Robert called me, and one day he said, "I think you need a change." And so he appointed me guest master, and his remark was that there's nothing much to it except the work. So that was the whole job, was the work, making beds and cleaning and all that. So I served as guest master for many years, and assistant guest master and so on. And I enjoyed it. Met many people and made many contacts. To this day, I get greeting cards from people that I don't remember, but they remember me.